The GOP held its first debate last night, and while there were some memorable moments,
I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like ChatGPT.
the actual winners and losers might surprise you. Lots of people have opinions about who won the debate, but now we have some hard data to work with. 538 teamed up with the Washington Post and Ipsos to poll likely Republican voters who watched the debate to see if there were any significant changes. And oh boy, were there some significant changes. Let's start with the over and underperformers of the debate. I don't think it's too surprising, but the candidates voters expected to do well did well, and the candidates voters expected to do poorly did poorly. Overall, DeSantis had the best debate grade, which is a little surprising to me because he didn't have too many big moments. Of those who did well, Nikki Haley had the strongest performance. I don't think this data tells us that much, but I think this next chart really does. This chart shows us the share of likely Republican primary voters who said a candidate had the best and worst performance. DeSantis and Vivek had by far the best nights, while Christie, Pence, and Asa Hutchinson had by far the worst. Tim Scott, who I think is a decent candidate on paper, didn't make much of an impact at all, which is a huge missed opportunity for him as he consistently polls third in Iowa. But how do these debate performances translate to actual votes? Let's take a look at the next chart. This chart indicates which candidates gained and lost support based on the debate. And 3 candidates did lose support. Will Hurd and Francis Suarez lost a little support, but they didn't even qualify for the debate to begin with. They're not serious candidates. However, this is the big one, Donald Trump. He fell about 5 points and fell to second in terms of voters who are considering voting for him. DeSantis moved into first after his debate performance. His ceiling is now at 67.5%. Nikki Haley gained the most potential support, jumping from 30 to nearly 47%. Her debate performance launched her ahead of both Vivek Ramaswamy and Tim Scott, who both gained a little bit of ground. Tim Scott really just did not make an impact. The rest of the field did gain a little bit of ground, but not enough to be competitive. And the trends were pretty similar in terms of favorability. Look at Nikki Haley, a huge increase in favorability without much change in her unfavorability. Most of the other candidates saw small changes. Hutchinson and Burgum both saw big jumps in their favorables and unfavorables. I think that's mostly due to the fact that people just didn't know who they were before the debate. And Donald Trump did see a 5-point drop in his favorables, so did skipping the debate really hurt him? Maybe a little. Go back and watch the 2016 GOP primary debates. Trump was running circles around the experienced politicians. I think this debate could have been an opportunity for him to actually improve his standing and remind people why he has become the face of the Republican Party. But he chose the risk-averse option, skipping the debate, instead opting to do an interview with Tucker Carlson where he was asked about Jeffrey Epstein and UFOs. It was a really weird interview. According to Twitter analytics, which clearly aren't very reliable, the video has nearly 250 million views. Ultimately, I still think Donald Trump is the front runner, and I expect upcoming polls to show him with double-digit leads. Who do you think won the debate? Check out the poll I posted in my community tab on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more election analysis.